Hey everyone, this is just a quick video to show you how to use some of the really simple features of a Google spreadsheet to work with numbers in their most general form. You can see as I click around here that the cell, the column designated by a letter and the row designated by a number appear right here. So there's B6. Here's A4, right? If I click on this one over here, what is it going to say? It should say C2, and there it is, C2. So we can refer to cells by their coordinates, by letter and number. If I want to just do some really simple work with this, like in the problem that we did, in which we're trying to solve a riddle about the number of rooms in a hotel, and we know that it's going to be twice some number squared, but also 3 times another number cubed, we need to start with just a list of numbers. So we can just type in a 1, and then I can just click down, type in a 2. I could hit enter like that, do the same thing. But once I select both of these, and you need to hold down a shift to select both, just like when we're word processing, you see that little square there, and the computer knows to follow that pattern. So if I drag that down to 20 steps, I'll get the first 20 counting numbers like that. Okay, I can then, if I wanted to, I could drag it to the right and do the same thing. But what I'm going to do here is type in a formula. So anytime you want to do a little formula, you use an equal sign. Once you type in an equal sign, the computer kind of recognizes that you're doing a little bit of programming here. And what I want to do is take whatever's in the column to the left, so that's A1. I type a capital A and then a 1, and you see it changes color. That's the computer recognizing that you're doing some programming. What do I want to do to that? Well, let's say I want to square it. So I do above the 6 is the caret, and then I can type in a 2, and it's going to square that number. Now I can either click below or hit enter. If I click down here, you'll see it'll give me that number. 1 squared is 1. But if I click back on it, I'll see the formula up here. Okay, so you can always kind of monitor what you're doing that way. Now if I click on this and then drag that down, I should get the first 20 squares. And I do. 20 squared is 400. Okay, if I want to modify this because the puzzle says it's going to be 2 times that, I'm going to click just after the equal sign and I'm going to type in 2, and the multiplication sign is above the 8. It's the star. That's the programming language version of multiplication. Now you can see that it has not changed yet, but the moment I hit enter and then drag that down, it will also multiply all of those by 2. All right, so that's the first list of numbers that conform to this riddle. The second list of numbers is going to be 3 times the cube. So I just go there and I type in equals, and then 3, and then above the 8 again, times, and then I want to go back to this number 1. That's in A1. I'm not going to do B1 or any other number. I'll do capital A1, and then again I go caret now to the 3rd power. Okay, and then I hit enter, and there is 3 times that. Well, the computer's smart enough to say, hey, this guy's doing some programming here. Should I autofill? And I can just hit the checkbox there, and there are my numbers. So to solve the riddle, I'm looking for the lowest number that appears in each list. It makes sense to kind of go through the numbers as they get bigger to look for them over here on the side, and you will see that there is an answer there. Okay, I'm not going to complete it for you, but there is a number, the lowest possible number, that appears in both of these lists. All right, so I would like you guys to invent your own riddle, come up with some similar sort of a puzzle. Say 5 times some number is going to be the same number of rooms as half of the square of another number. Write whatever little formula you think might works and try typing that in and get your 2 columns of numbers and come in with your puzzle. I've given you one for homework, and you can see that in your homework assignment. All right, good luck everybody.